or showcase?
We got a great brand, another Canadian exclusive for us, Rydeen. Great partnership with Rydeen. They've been great for the past years that we've been partnered with them. They make awesome products. Any dealer can attest to that currently sells Rydeen products. And we also have Ruben from Rydeen that can join us.
Yeah, Rydeen is collision avoidance. They are safety.
Okay. So collision avoidance rather. Ruben Torres is the sales manager for Rydeen, and he's coming into the studio right now.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Ruben, welcome to CMA Industry Week
and
thank you,
Ben.
Distribution Showcase.
Glad to be here.
You might know these two guys. That's Team JJ.
I've seen them around. How's it going, fellas?
I'm going to let you guys talk a little bit about Rydeen, and I'll be back to probably ask a question or two.
Okay.
So Ruben, what kind of cool pieces do we have from Rydeen that maybe is different and unique to Rydeen for sure, that brings it from other brands?
Well, for sure, something you have right there is going to be the blind spot bar. Of course, you guys are very familiar with our cameras. I think everybody is, but something very unique is going to be the blind spot, that BSS2 LPBC. So basically, it's going to be a bumper style solution for blind spot for anybody that has a truck or something they don't even want to remove the bumper for. It's more of an easier installation. So now you're not removing the bumper, mounting the radar pucks behind there, adjusting the brackets. This is just an easy installation, and it's something really cool because for the past couple of years there wasn't anything for trucks. So this is kind of designed specifically for vehicles with the metal bumpers. So it'll be something that is easy to install, like I said, and now you can add to a truck where it had a something that had a metal bumper, and you weren't able to get blind spot on there easily. And then now,
some dealers also have that fear of taking off rear bumpers on cars, so it still lets them have that solution for the customer. No cutting,
right?
Removing bumpers on vehicles, right? It cuts down the install time. It still gets the customer out the door and safe with that blind spot.
Exactly, and then of course we do have the BSSMI now. So an easier install would be to add that mirror, right? So adding the mirror allows you to not have to mount the LED lights on the A-pillar, and then also have the option to integrate that camera that's on that bar into the mirror that's right in front of your face, right? So you hit reverse, boom, you got your backup camera, and it does have a dual input, so you can add something like like a side camera solution, like you were talking about earlier, something that'll switch from left to right on that second option input. So that way you're using the mirror to its full, capacity, or even a front camera, something like that.
Yeah, you guys have a really cool system for the side cameras, the CMD 700.
Right.
What comes with that kit for that dealer, for that customer?
So specifically in there, you're basically going to get a one video output cable. So it's a Y-split cable, right? And you're basically sharing that cable to trigger left or right. So on that harness, you're going to have the left and right trigger wires. And of course, it's going to have that, like I said, one video output. So that's pretty cool on utilizing dual input monitors. Most of the time people will add, say, like a backup camera to an older car or something that doesn't have one, obviously, right? And then you also have that second input. So we always encourage people to use these kits to get, the most out of that monitor. I mean, most of the cars now you'll see that have that turn signal camera will be, say, on the passenger side most of the time. But it's always good to have that extra coverage so you can do something like the left and right on that kit.
Yeah, and the module will have the time delay built in to be able to use the signal light as trigger for any of us old school installers that have had to use pulse stretching relays to get signal lights to trigger a camera input on an aftermarket head.
Yeah.
Simplified that install time. Right?
So it does have that, built in for both sides, right? So it's not blinking on and off and you're not driving yourself crazy.
No blinky.
No blinky. And I guess I would say another thing too that's cool right now that we just barely brought out, and I think I sent you a piece to try out, was a speed controller, right? And that speed controller can be used for, it was designed to use for the sensors, but now over time we've seen a lot of our dealers are using it for front camera as well. So to trigger a front camera at low speeds, we have this, we call it the GPS 4000. And it's real simple. I mean, it's power ground. break in, break out. So all it's doing, and with GPS, of course, is you're triggering whatever you have tied into it to activate under 5 miles an hour. So whether it be the front sensors or a parking or a front camera, it'll activate automatically with that piece. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's been doing pretty good for us right now. It's still fairly new, so we're just getting information out there to people, and it's been still solving a lot of problems, I guess you could say, as far as having to add a switch or something that takes extra work to do. Since you're already there, it's an easy install.
Yeah, because your guys' PSR 4000 kit.
I like that piece.
It offers the ability to do front and rear sensors from the same module, right? So you could have
Right.
4 sensors in the back and add 4 more sensors and make it a front kit as well, or do 2 and 2.
Right.
Different combinations, different options for that piece. That's why it's a great backup piece that we sell.
And that speed sensor will work with that one, Ruben?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that'll tie into that, and like Jared mentioned, I mean, it's pretty much everything in one box. So whether you're doing front, rear, or 2 and 2, the LED display, speaker, everything is in there to get the job done in that one box.
I think that's one of the biggest hindrances in the kind of collision avoidance market is the second we start doing stuff aftermarket, the immediate comparison to that is how it works in OEM, right? So, I mean, you guys, your 360 3D is so cool because it gives you that that OEM style 3D kind of bird's eye view of the vehicle. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that we all need to be cognizant of in the industry, especially as dealers and even as installers or salespeople that are talking to customers and consumers. They need to know that what you're getting, what you're promising, right? Because their benchmark is that OEM, is that factory system. So
Right.
if we sell them something that's not going to deliver on their expectations, it's going to hurt the brand, it's going to hurt the dealer, etc.
Right.
You guys redid your blind spot detection system to the way that it detects motion way more like an OEM system now.
Right.
Right. And I think that stuff is really cool and really important. And I think that one of the downfalls of this kind of category, but one that companies like Rydeen strive to continue engineering and to keep it important. And I think that's like the lifeblood of this category. That's what's going to continue moving it forward, right?
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, for sure, that's what we do is we work, with our installers and our distribution just to hear them out, and that's why we've done what we've done specifically with, the parking sensor kit, the blind spot kit. It just, over time you learn how to fine tune those things, and it just boom, it's easier for the installer to get it done, and that's what makes it, so much easier to do business with companies that'll do that, that'll listen. I mean, we really take everything into consideration and try to do the best we can to make it easier for the installer.
Great message. Thanks a lot for your time today, Ruben, and talking to us about Rydeen.
All right, Ben, thank you. All right, Team JJ, I'll see you guys.
No blinky.
No blinky.
No blinky. Gotcha.
All right,
Now, we
fellas.
gotta